So nice. Yesterday only in Ayodhya we had Ram installation, Prabhu Ram's installation. So in Ikshvaku family, Lord Ram appears along with his internal potency. Now here as a lord of his internal potency, Sita. Mute your phone, Prabhuji. Gyandeep Prabhu. Gautam, you should make Aruna Mataji as host. Now if I cannot just go on seeing who is talking, I have to mute their phone. You should make somebody host. Anyhow. So under the order of his father Maharaj Dashrath, he enters the forest and then lived there for considerable years with his wife, younger brother Ravana, was very materially powerful with 10 heads on his shoulders, committed a great offense against him, and was thus ultimately vanquished. So Ravana was vanquished by Rama. That is given. And then here again about Lord Ram, how he shot the arrows, how he, that great ocean trembling in fear gave him the way. All these things have been spoken. Then the battle, how it was fought with Lord Ram, and how Lord Ram, the battle by Lord Ram towards Ravana, with Ravana has been given. And Ravana therefore felt proud because of his prowess, but he was completely vanquished by Lord Ram. And all these things we did last time, because he used to fight with the demigods, but then he used to defeat them. So it increased his pride. And Krishna cannot tolerate the pride. So Lord Ram killed his pride by killing him. Now next, 2.7.26. Bhume suritara varutha vimarditaya klesha vyaya kalaya sita krishna keshaha jatah karishyati jananupalakshya margah karmani chatma mahimo panibandhanani. Bhume, when the entire world, Sura Itaraha, other than godly persons, Varutaha, soldiers, Vimaraditayaha, distressed by the burden, Klesha, miseries, Vyayaya, for the matter of diminishing, Kalaya, along with its plenary expansion, Sita Krishna, not only beautiful but also black, Kesha, with such hairs, Jataha, having appeared, Karishyati, would act, Jana, people in general, Anupalakshya, rarely to be seen, Marga, path, Karmani, activities, cha also, Atma Mahima, glories of the Lord Himself, Upani Bandhanani, in relation to. So when the world is overburdened by the fighting strength of kings who have no faith in God, the Lord, just to diminish the distress of the world, descends with His plenary portion. The Lord comes in His original form with beautiful black hair. And just to expand his transcendent glories, he acts extraordinarily. No one can properly estimate how great he is. So here, this verse is actually describing the appearance of Lord Krishna with his plenary expansion Balaram. Now, original form of Lord Krishna that has been given, original form of God is he has beautiful blackish hair. And the purpose of his appearance is to diminish the distress of the world. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya dushkrita. So what is the distress? Distress is having separation with Krishna. That is the biggest distress. Krishna comes to protect the sadhus. To give them the relief from the distress, Krishna appears. Like yesterday, the installation was something adbhuta. Everywhere there is installation of deities. So many places installation of deities have been done, big temples. But yesterday is why it was so much adbhuta. From that, how we can understand that? Whole world is chanting the name of Lord Ram. Whole world. So from that we can understand that Lord appears. When Lord appears at that time, The miscreants have to be killed. They flee in fear. Though they try to put fear, but they flee in fear. And that is how when Lord appears, there is some extraordinary events which will happen. When Krishna appeared, everything was extraordinary. His every activity is special, extraordinary. That means it is not an ordinary thing, it's something extra. When Lord kills the demons, it seems that a small child is just playing, playfully. That is why Krishna's pastimes are called Leelas. Leela means which is done very playfully. Not that some extraneous power is shown, nothing. Just kept his feet on the Shakta and the Asura is killed. Now somebody sees, then they will see what? A child has kept the feet on. A child has kept his mouth on the breast of Putana. Now Krishna knows what he sucked. Ordinary person will see, oh, isn't he sucking the breast? How come Putana is crying? Why is Putana crying? Lord lifting Govardhan. Just like a small child lifts something like a elephant lifting a mushroom. So everything is done so playfully, opening the mouth of Aghasur, going inside, all very playfully done. So that is why this is a special, very special incarnation when Lord appears to remove the burden of the earth. The burden for a mother is not how many children she has. Even if there are 100 children, but all are wonderful, then mother doesn't feel the burden. But if there are just 2-3 children, but they are very, very notorious, then the mother feels the burden. So Mother Earth had the burden. She could have opened the mouth and swallowed everybody. So what is the burden which Mother Earth had? The separation from Lord Krishna. So that separation is removed by Krishna. And to kill the miscreants, Lord appears along with his expansion. So what is the work of Balaram? Showing the Bala and also giving the bliss. So when Krishna kills the demons, in Vrindavan, Krishna did everything on his own. But when it comes to killing in Kurukshetra, it is actually Balaram's expansion, Narayana kills. Isn't it? Krishna expands as Balaram, and Balaram expands in Chaturvya form. So Krishna and Balaram, there is no difference, but to perform the activity of killing and all these things, why Krishna has to do it alone? So Krishna does it along with his expansions. Okay, Arunari.
Hare Krishna, text 26. Bhume sure tavarutar vimartitayah klesha vyayaya kalaya sita Krishna keshah jatha karishyati jananupalakshya margah karmani chatma mahimopani bandhanani. Translation: when the world is overburdened by the fighting strength of kings who have no faith in God, the Lord, just to diminish the distress of the world, descends with his plenary portion. The Lord comes in his original form with beautiful black hair, and just to expand his transcendental glories, he acts extraordinarily. No one can properly estimate how great he is. This verse, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This verse is specially describing the appearance of Lord Krishna and his immediate expansion, Lord Baladeva. Both Lord Krishna and Lord Baladeva are one supreme personality of Godhead. The Lord is omnipotent and he expands himself in innumerable forms and energies. And the whole unit is known as the one supreme Brahman. Such extensions of the Lord are divided into two divisions, namely personal and differential. The personal expansions are called Vishnu Tattvas and the differential expansions are called Jiva Tattvas. And in such expansional activity, Lord Baladeva is the first personal expansion of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Vishnu Purana, as well as in the Mahabharata, Both Krishna and Baldeva are mentioned as having beautiful black hair, even in their advanced age. The Lord is called Anupalaksha Margaha, or in still more technical Vedic terms, Avan Manasa Gocharaha, one who is never to be seen or realized by the limited sense perception of the people in general. In the Bhagavad Gita 7.25, it is said by the Lord, Naham Prakasha Sarvasya Yoga Maya Samavritaha. In other words, he reserves the right of not being exposed to anyone and everyone. Only the bona fide devotees can know him by his specific symptoms, and out of the many, many such symptoms, one symptom is mentioned here in this verse, that the Lord is Sita Krishna Keshaha, or one who is observed always with beautiful black hair. Both Lord Krishna and Lord Baldeva have such hair in their heads, and thus, even in advanced age, they appeared like young boys 16 years old. That is a particular symptom of the personality of Godhead. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that although he is the oldest personality among all living entities, he always looks like a new youthful boy. That is a characteristic of a spiritual body. The material body is symptomized by birth, death, old age, and diseases, but the spiritual body is conspicuous by the absence of those symptoms. Living entities who reside in the Vaikuntha Lokas in eternal life and bliss have the same type of spiritual body without being affected by any signs of old age. It is described in the Bhagavatam, Canto 6, that the party of Vishnu Dutas who came to deliver Ajamila from the clutches of the party of Yamaraja appeared like youthful boys, corroborating the description in this verse. It is ascertained thus that the spiritual bodies in the Vaikuntha Lokas, either of the Lord or of the other inhabitants, are completely distinct from the material bodies of this world. Therefore, when the Lord descends from that world to this world, he descends in a spiritual body of Atma Maya, or internal potency, without any touch of the Bahiranga Maya, or external material energy. The allegation that the impersonal Brahman appears in this material world by accepting a material body is quite absurd. Therefore, the allegation that the impersonal Brahman appears in this material world by accepting a material body is quite absurd. Therefore, the Lord, when he comes here, has not a material body but a spiritual body. The impersonal Brahmajyoti is only the glaring effulgence of the body of the Lord, and there is no difference in quality between the body of the Lord and the impersonal ray of the Lord called Brahmajyoti. Now the question is why the Lord, who is omnipotent, comes here to diminish the burden created upon the world by the unscrupulous kingly order. Certainly, the Lord does not need to come here personally for such purposes, but he actually descends to exhibit his transcendental activities in order to encourage his pure devotees who want to enjoy life by chanting the glories of the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita 9.13 and 14, it is stated that the Mahatmas, great devotees of the Lord, take pleasure in chanting of the activities of the Lord. All Vedic literatures are meant for turning one's attention towards the Lord and his transcendental activities. Thus, the activities of the Lord in his dealings with the worldly people create a subject matter for discussion by his pure devotees. Hare Krishna. Mataji, you are on mute, Mataji.
So 10 verses are describing activities of Krishna, the pastimes of Krishna. Here this word Sita Krishna Kesha has been described by Sri Chakravarti, Vishwan Chakravarti Thakur in a very nice way. Some wrong interpretations go that Vishnu pulled out two hairs. One is Balaram, one is Krishna. The hairs were actually not black and white. Like this, in all exceptions, these are all statements were given. But here it is very clearly said, Sita means beautiful, beautifully bound. Krishna, who is blackish in color. He is Leela Purushottam. He has appeared. Keshaha, Ka Ishaha. Keshava. We have this also. Ka Isha and Va, isn't it? We had discussed also about this. When in the Bhagavad Gita we had discussed how Ka Isha. Isha means Vishnu, Ka means Brahma. Both pray. Both of them are surrendered to Krishna. That has been given. Both of them are surrendered to Krishna. Sita Krishna Kesha. So, Kesha. He is a lord of Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu. Kesha, Ka Isha. And Keshava, if you say Ka Isha, and Vishnu also comes. He is the lord for Vishnu. It is not that Vishnu is removing two hairs. One is Brahma, one hair is Krishna, and one hair is Balaram. No. In fact, Sita Krishna Kesha refers to he is so beautiful. He is the lord of Brahma, that is Ka, Brahma, and he is the lord of Krishna, that is Vishnu also. And he is the lord of Va, here refers to, Isha refers to Ka Isha. Ka refers to Brahma, Isha refers to Shiva. Okay, this line, remember this line. Sita Krishna Kesha, that has been given. So 10 verses are describing about the activities of Krishna. Lokena jiva haranam yad ulukikayas त्रैमासिकस्य च पदाशकटो प्रवृत्तः यदरिङ्गतान्तरगतेन दिवि स्पृशोरवा उन्मूलनं त्व इतरतार्जुनयोर्न भाव्यम्. So Tokena means as a child. Jiva Haradam, killing a living being. Yat, one which. Uluki Kaya, assumed the giant body of a demon. Then Straima Sikasya, one who is only 3 months old, and the child is not so big also, 3 months old. Cha also, Pada, by leg, Shakata Apravrittaha, turned over the cart, is all we discussed now. Yet, one who, Ringataha, while crawling, Antaragatena, being overtaken, Divi high in the sky, Trunavata, Sprusho, touching, Va, either Ulmulanam, uprooting, Tu, but Ittarataha, anyone else than Arjuna of the 2 Arjuna trees, Na Bhavyam was not possible. So he is not an ordinary child. Damodar Leela has been spoken, Shaktasur, Trinavrata, Putana. So all these activities are impossible for anyone other than Lord himself. Only Lord can do these activities. Even when he appears as Vamana, to conquer the whole universe, he has to expand. In the Shaktasur Leela, it has been written very nicely by Srila Vishwan Chakravarti Thakur that he did not expand like Vamana to show his power. Vamana expanded, showed the whole power. But Krishna did not show the power, so he did not show the power. When you are powerful, you don't have to show the power. When you don't have power, then only you show the power, isn't it? One who does the show off, that means what? He doesn't have the power, that's why he has to show off. One who has the power, either they don't have to show off. So that is what is given here. Krishna's activities nobody can do. That means playfully killing without any Vrajavasi knowing that this demon is killed by the child. No Vrajavasis came to know because Krishna did not want to show the opulence in Vraja. He always wanted to display his sweetness. But sometimes Krishna thinks that let me show because so much of Narayana they are doing. So Krishna sometimes wants to show the power. To such an extent, when the gopis are searching, then Krishna thought, let me fool them little. So he stands like Narayana with 4 hands. And he shows the Narayana form. So all the gopis are asking, Radharani is not there, she is coming. So now the gopis have come. They are asking, oh Krishna, oh Narayana, have you seen our Krishna? Krishna shows, Narayana, let us go that side. But when Radharani comes, his 2 hands fall off automatically. That means before Radharani, he cannot show his opulence. Because that intimacy is so much, the love is so much, that madhurima and the sweetness is so much. When you have so much of closeness, their power doesn't work. Like when you love your child so much, even if he grows up, that the distance comes when you understand the opulence of a person. When you love a person, the distance doesn't come. So Vrajavasis love Krishna so much that Krishna doesn't have to show his power there. Anyhow, he is the most powerful, all powerful. So nobody other than Krishna can do this activity. Now, which activity? It's not just killing. Killing without any suspicion. Killing without any show off. This is very much important. Killing without any show off. How I killed Shaktasur, I killed Putana. No. Without show off, having the power. That is most important. Okay. Vrindavan Mataji.
Hare Krishna Bhakti Dandavat. तोकेन जीवहरणं यद् उलूकिकायास् त्रैमासिकस्य च पदाशकतो अपवृत्तः यद् रिङ्गतान् तरगतेन दिवि स्पृशोरवा उन्मूलनं त्व इतरथार्जुनवयोर्न भाव्यम्. There is no doubt about Lord Krishna's being the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, how was it possible for him to kill a giant demon like Putana when he was just on the lap of his mother, to overturn a cart with his leg when he was only 3 months old, or to uproot a pair of Arjuna trees so high that they touched the sky when he was only crawling? All these activities are impossible for anyone other than the Lord himself. Purport. One cannot manufacture a god by one's mental speculation or by numerical votes, as has become a practice for the less intelligent class of men. God is God eternally, and an ordinary living entity is eternally a part and parcel of God. God is one without a second, and the ordinary living entities are many without number. All such living entities are maintained by God himself. And that is the verdict of the Vedic literatures. When Krishna was on the lap of his mother, the demon Putana appeared before his mother and prayed to nurture the child in her lap. Mother Yashoda agreed, and the child was transferred onto the lap of Putana, who was in the garb of a respectable lady. Putana wanted to kill the child by smearing poison at the nipple of her breast. But when everything was complete, the Lord sucked her breast along with her very air of life, and the demon's gigantic body, said to be as long as 6 miles, fell down. But Lord Krishna did not need to expand himself to the length of the she-demon Putana, although he was quite competent to extend himself more than 6 miles long. In his Vaman incarnation, he posed himself as a dwarf Brahman. But when he took possession of his land promised by Bali Maharaj, he expanded his footstep to the top of the universe, extending over thousands and millions of miles. So it was not very difficult for Krishna to perform a miracle by extending his bodily feature. But he had no desire to do it because of his deep filial love for his mother Yashoda. If Yashoda had seen Krishna in her lap extending 6 miles to cope with the she-demon Putana, then the natural maternal love of Yashoda would have been hurt, because in that way Yashoda would have come to know that her so-called son Krishna was God himself. And with the knowledge of the Godhead of Krishna, Yashoda Mai would have lost the temper of her love for Krishna as a natural mother. But as far as Lord Krishna is concerned, he is God always, either as a child on the lap of his mother or as the coverer of the universe, Vamanade. He does not require to become God by undergoing severe austerities and penances. Uh,
Who is the host? Bade Prabhu. Hey, mute your phone. Na.
One cannot become one or equal with God, but one can attain most of the godly qualities. A living being can attain godly qualities to a large extent, but he cannot become God, whereas Krishna, without undergoing any type of penance, he is God always, either in the lap of his mother or going up or at any stage of growth. So at the age of only 3 months, he killed Shakatasur, who had remained hidden behind a cart in the house of Yashodamai. When he was crawling and was disturbing his mother from doing household affairs, the mother tied him with a grinding pestle. But the naughty child dragged the pestle up to a pair of very high arjun trees in the yard of Yashodamai. When the pestle was stuck between the pair of trees, they fell down with a horrible sound. When Yashodamai came to see the happenings, she thought that her child had been saved from the falling trees by the mercy of the Lord, without knowing that the Lord himself, crawling in her yard, had wreaked the havoc. So that is the way of reciprocation of love affairs between the Lord and his devotees. Yashodamai wanted to have the Lord as a child, and the Lord played exactly like a child in her lap, but at the same time played the part of the Almighty Lord whenever it was so required. The beauty of such pastimes was such that the Lord fulfilled everyone's desire. In the case of felling the gigantic Arjuna trees, the Lord's mission was to deliver the two sons of Kuvera, who were condemned to become trees by the curse of Narad, as well as to play like a crawling child in the yard of Yashoda, who took transcendental pleasure in seeing such activities of the Lord in the very yard of her home. The Lord, in any condition, is Lord of the universe, and he can act as such in any form, gigantic or small, as he likes. Hare Krishna.
So, yes, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, these activities are impossible, not possible, na bhavyam, for other avatars. When it has been said it is impossible for others, which others? Lord is not compared with some ordinary person, with his own avatars. In no avatars, Krishna can show these type of activities where his powers are covered with sweetness. It seems that the child is crawling. So sweet, when the child crawls, naturally even a human child crawls, mothers go on looking. Aja, 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 beta. Just imagine Krishna crawling in Vrindavan, Vraj. Yashoda Mata is experiencing the transcendental pleasure. And what is this child doing? Crawling and pulling down Arjuna trees. Here feeding the child, and then afterwards keeping in the cart, experiencing the transcendental bliss, and the child is just jumping up and down with his legs. Such a sweet, even when we just remember such leelas, seems so sweet. When Putana is coming, everybody thinks, oh, Lakshmi has come, so beautiful. And Putana takes and keeps on the breast, and Lord is sucking, everybody's thinking, oh, so nice mother. But then what happens? So these leelas, whatever Krishna has shown, these activities, it is covered, his power is covered by sweetness, which in no avatars Krishna shows. When he appears as Narsimha, he looks really fearful. Even Lakshmi runs away. So in every avatar, Krishna has shown the power. But here, even if he wants to show the power, the sweetness is so much that Krishna cannot show the power. So that is why it is given here, na bhavyam. This word is very important, na bhavyam. Like in the previous verse, Sita Krishna Keshaha, Brahma and Lord Shiva. And here Krishna also refers to Vishnu also. That means Brahma, Vishnu, Keshava. They are all appreciating the beautiful form of Krishna. When you say Kesha, Kesha also refers to hairs. Krishna's hairs are tied in a very sweet way, Sita. It is not black color, blue color, or black color and white color has appeared. No. Because here expansion was also be told. Krishna has appeared with his expansion, Kalaya. So the black and Sita is white and Krishna is black. That doesn't work here. That type of interpretation doesn't work because Kalaya has been told. Kalaya means expansion. Kalaya means Balaram. So this whole line, Sita Krishna Keshaha, refers to Krishna only. Refers to Krishna whose hairs are tied very beautifully. Another way is whose beautiful form is appreciated by Krishna. Ke Ka Va. Ka means Brahma, Isha means Shiva. And here Krishna refers to Vishnu. So his beauty is been appreciated by these three personalities. Okay. Yadvai Vraje Vraja Pashun Vishato Yapitan Palanstvajeevayadanugraha Drishtivrishtaya Tachuddhayeti Vishavirya Vilolajeevam Uchchata Ishya Duragam Viharan Hrudinyam. Yad, one who, why, certainly, Vraje at Vrindavan, Vraja Pashun, the animals thereof, Visha Toya, poisoned water, Pitan, those who drank, Palan, the cowherd men, to also, Ajivayat, brought to life, Anugraha Drishti, merciful glance, Vrishtaya, by the showers of, that, Shuddhaye, for purification, Ati, exceedingly, Vishavirya, highly potent poison, Vilola, lurking, Jeevam, one who has such a tongue, Uchchataishyat, severely punished, Uragam, unto the snake, Viharan, taking it as a pleasure, Hridayanyam, in the river. So here Kaliya Mardanam has been spoken. How Kaliya has been killed, who poisoned the river Yamuna. And then the cowherd boys drank, but Lord revived them by his merciful glance. And in this way, just to purify river Yamuna, he jumps, plays there, and chastises Kaliya's snake. Actually, he's playing with Kaliya, isn't it? Jumping on his head and trying to completely, when he is removing his fana, that is his horse, trying to curb one horse. So in this way, the tongue was emitting poison. Kaliya's tongue was emitting poison. Who can perform such Herculean tasks but the Supreme Lord? There again, when Krishna, when Kaliya coils Krishna, the Vrajavasis are crying, especially Yashoda Mai, Nanda Baba, they faint. They cannot see Krishna coiled by Kaliya. So there Krishna wants to show that how Vrajavasis love him so much. But then when Krishna starts jumping on the head of Kaliya, everybody are showing to Yashoda Mai, Nanda Baba, let's see, our Krishna is practically trying to kill now Kaliya. But Krishna did not kill Kaliya. He just removed the poison out of Kaliya because Nagapatnis came and prayed to Krishna. That's why in the Kali Yuga also, it is wife who will deliver the husband, isn't it? Indication is shown in Kaliya. Though all the poisonous thoughts may come to an husband, it is wife's dedication and wife's purity that will remove all the poison from the head of the bride husbands, isn't it? Many times we have seen the Matajis, they come very fast in devotional service. Then we have to remember Kaliya prayers, Nagapatni's prayers to Krishna. Krishna has given benediction actually. Because of the devotion of all of you, I am protecting Kaliya, or I'm saving Kaliya from the death. Okay. Raksha Mataji read. It's nice, na, to get some support for the Mataji's Rach Leelas.
Thank you.
Don't call your husbands
Hare
Kaliya.
Krishna
No.
Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Don't call your husbands Kaliya. Thrown out of the house then.
No problem. Sloka 28. Yadve vraje vrajapashun vishatoya pitan palat svajiva yadanugraha drashtidrushtaya tat Tatshuddhaye divishyayai veeravilolachihava ucchatayishya duraga viharan hridineyam. Translation. Then also when the cowherd boys and their animals drank the poison water of the river Yamuna, and after the Lord in his childhood revived them by his merciful glance, just to purify the water of the river Yamuna, he jumped into it and if playing and chastised the Meruman's Kaliya snake, which was lurking there, its tongue emanating waves of poison. Who can perform such Herculean task but the Supreme Lord? Hare Krishna Mataji.
Okay, last verse. Tat karma divyam iva yannishi nishayanam davagnina shuchivane paridayamani unneshyati vrachamato vasitantakalam netre vidhapya sabalona digamya viryaha. So on the same very night, after the chastisement that has been spoken here, that karma activity, divyam, superhuman, live a life, yet which, nishi at night, nishayanam, sleeping carefully, davagnina, by the glare of the forest flower, shuchivane, in the forest fire, for dry forest, paridayamane, being sent ablaze, uneshyati, would deliver, Vrajam, all the inhabitants of Vraja, ataha, hence, avashita, surely, Antaha kalam, last moments of life, netre, on the eyes, padha, pidha piya, simply by closing, sabalaha, along with Baladev, anadhigamya, unfathomable, virya, prabhas. So the same night, after the chastisement of Kaliya, the inhabitants of Vrajabhumi were sleeping very carefully. At the time there was a forest fire ablaze due to dry leaves, and it appeared that all the inhabitants were sure to meet death. But then Lord saved them by just closing his eyes. Actually, he dragged the whole fire. So such a wonderful Leela Krishna has done. He saved the whole Vrajavasis with the fire. By the whole Vrajavasis from the fire ablaze, which was ablaze due to the dry leaves. Okay. It also emphasizes when you chant Krishna's name, all our enviousness are automatically gone. That's why Krishna's name is so powerful. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam. Here also davagni has been given. Shreya Kairava Chandrika. Shreya Kairava Chandrika. One experiences the cool moonlight. Krishna's name is like the cool moonlight. You may have so much of anxiety, but the moment you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Name has so much of soothing power because Krishna drinks all our Agni. And Agni is nothing but the enviousness which is the byproduct of this material world. That enviousness leads to anger, leads to all type of violence. Okay. Another meaning also goes, you may be very peaceful. Suddenly you have some thought about someone and you have enviousness. What happens? Immediately you will actually burn. But when you chant Krishna's name, Krishna drinks that poison. Isn't it? Okay. Arulavi, we can do another verse also. There is a 5 verses will be there. Read.
Hare Krishna, verse number 29. Tat शयानं तवाग्निना शुचिवने परिदह्यमाने उन्नेशयति व्रजमतो वसितान्तकालं नेत्रे पिधाप्य सुबलो न दिगम्य वीर्यः. Translation: On the very night of the day of the chastisement of the Kaliya snake, when the inhabitants of Brajbhumi were sleeping carefree, there was a forest fire ablaze due to dry leaves, and it appeared that all the inhabitants were sure to meet their death. But the Lord, along with Balarama, saved them simply by closing his eyes. Such are the superhuman activities of the Lord. Purport: Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Although in this verse the Lord's activity has been described as superhuman, it should be noted that the Lord's activities are always superhuman, and that distinguishes him from the ordinary living being. Uprooting gigantic banyan or Arjuna tree and extinguishing a blazing forest fire simply by closing one's eyes are certainly impossible by any kind of human endeavor. But not only are these activities amazing to hear, but in fact, all other activities of the Lord, whatever he may do, are all superhuman, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 4.9. Whoever knows the superhuman activities of the Lord, due to their very transcendental nature, becomes eligible to enter the kingdom of Krishna. And as such, after quitting this present material body, knower of the transcendental activities of the Lord goes back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Guruhita yad yadu pabandam amushyamata shulbam sutasya natutat tadamushyamati yajrumbatosya vadane bhuvanani gopi samvikshya shankitamana pratibodhita seat. Guruhita, by taking up yattat, whatsoever, upabandham, ropes for tying, amrishya, his mata, mother, shulbham, ropes, sutasya, of her son, the not, through, however, tat, by and by, amrishya, his mati, was sufficient, yet by that which, jrumbhataha, opening the mouth, asya, of him, vadani, in the mouth, bhavanani, the words, gopi, the covered woman, samvikshyaha, so seeing it, shankita manaha, doubtful in mind, pratibodhitaha, convinced in a different way, asitaha, was so done. So the mother, foster mother Yashoda, covered woman, was trying to tie the hands of her son with ropes. She found the rope to be always insufficient in length. And when she finally gave up, Lord Krishna by and by opened his mouth, wherein the mother found all the universe is situated. Seeing this, she was doubtful in her mind, but she was convinced in a different manner of the mystic power of his son. So this is not Dambandhan, that Leela. This is not Damodar Leela. This is Dambandhan, Karadambandhan Leela. It is not Udara Bandhan Leela. It's Karadambandhan Leela, where Krishna opens the mouth and shows the whole universe. Okay. Vrindavan Leela Mataji, read.
गृणीत यद् यद् उपबन्धम् अमुष्यमाता शुल्बं सुतस्य न तु तद् अमुष्यमाति यज्जृम्भतोऽस्य वदने भुवनानि गोपी Samavikshaya Sankitamana Pratibodhi Tasi. When the cowherd woman, Krishna's foster mother Yashoda, was trying to tie the hands of her son with ropes, she found the rope to be always insufficient in length. And when she finally gave up, Lord Krishna by and by opened his mouth, wherein the mother found all the universes situated. Seeing this, she was doubtful in her mind, but she was convinced in a different manner of the mystic nature of her son. One day, Lord Krishna, as the naughty child, disturbed his mother Yashoda, and she began to tie up the child with ropes just to punish him. But no matter how much rope she used, she found it always insufficient. Thus, she became fatigued. But in the meantime, the Lord opened his mouth, and the affectionate mother saw within the mouth of her son all the universes situated together. The mother was astonished, but out of her deep affection for Krishna, she thought that the Almighty Godhead Narayan had kindly looked after her son just to protect him from all the continuous calamities happening to him. Because of her deep affection for Krishna, she could never think that her very son was Narayan, the personality of Godhead himself. That is action of Yoga Maya, the eternal potency of the Supreme Lord, which acts to perfect all the pastimes of the Lord with his different types of devotees. Who could play such wonders without being God? Hare Krishna.
So this is given the 10th canto, 8th chapter, where there is this phrase, Pralatasmi Padam. Let me pay obeisances to his lotus feet. The thoughts may come, oh, he's Narayana. Whole universe there is in the mouth. So my son is Narayana. So she may say this, that let me pay obeisances to his lotus feet. But Krishna did not want Yashoda to do that. That is why immediately Krishna shows his wonderful sweet form and makes her forget that he is the Supreme Lord, or he is the source of all Narayana. So the 8th canto, in the 8th chapter of 10th canto, describes this Leela. Okay. One more also we can take. We have time. Nice time here. Its time is Krishna. Nandam cha mokshati bhayad varunasya pashad gopan vilishu pihitan mayasununa cha Havyaputam ahanyaprutam nishi shayanamati shramena lokam vikuntham upanishyati gokulam sma. Now, Varuna, about the Leela of Varuna has been given. Nanda Baba, Cha also, Mokshati saves Bhayata from the fear of Varunasya of Varuna, the demigod of water, Pashat from the clutches of Gopan, the cowherd men, Bileshu in the caves of the mountain, Pihitan placed, Mayashuruna by the son of Maya, Cha also, Ahanyapratam being very engaged during the daytime, Nishi at night, Shayanam lying down, Atishramena because of hard labor, Lokam planet, Vaikuntham the spiritual sky, Upanishyati he awarded, Gokulam the highest planet, Sma certainty. So from the fear of the demigod Varuna, Nanda Baba was saved by Krishna, and he also released the cowherd boys from the caves of the mountain, for they were placed there by the son of Maya. Also to the inhabitants of Vrindavan who were busy working during daytime and sleeping soundly at night because of their hard labor in the day, Krishna awarded promotion to the highest planet in the spiritual sky. All these acts are transcendental and certainly prove without any doubt his godhood. Okay. So here the Leela of Nanda Baba has been given, Nanda Baba and Varunas, about the cave pastimes. Okay. And the promotion to the highest planet has been given. So here it has been shown, a devotee who works sincerely for Krishna is automatically in the spiritual world. One need not worry, where am I going to go? If we work sincerely for Krishna, keeping Krishna in the center, then for that person, Vaikuntha is sure. Okay. Raksha Mataji. So Vyomasur
Hare
pastime,
Krishna.
Mayashuruna, Vyomasur pastime, and the Vaikuntha pastime has been given. Okay.
Shloka 31. Nandam cha mokshati bhayad varunasya pashad gopan vile supahitan mayusununa cha anhat prutam nishishayanamati shramena lokam vikundam paneshyati gokulam sma. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. Nand Maharaj, the foster father of Lord Krishna, went to take his bath in the river Yamuna in the dead of night. Mistakenly thinking that the night was already over. Thus the demigod Varuna took him to the Varun planet just to have a look at the personality of Godhead Lord Krishna, who appeared there to release his father. Actually, there was no arrest of Nanda Maharaj by Varun because of the inhabitants of Vrindavan were always engaged in thinking of Krishna, in constant meditation on the personality of Godhead in a particular form of samadhi or trance of bhakti yoga. They had no fear of the miseries of material existence. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is confirmed that to be in association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead by full surrender in transcendental love frees one from the miseries inflicted by the law of material nature. Here it is clearly mentioned that the inhabitants of Vrindavan were extensively busy in the hard labor for their day's work, and due to the day's hard labor, they were engaged in sound sleep at night. So particularly, they had very little time to devote to meditation or the other paraphernalia of the spiritual activities. But factually, they were engaged in the higher spiritual activities only. Everything done by them was spiritualized because everything was doubtful in their relationship with Lord Krishna. The central point of activities was Krishna, and such as so-called activities in the material world were centered with spiritual potency. That is the advantage of the way of Bhakti Yoga. One should discharge one's duty on the Lord Krishna's behalf, and all one's action will be saturated with Krishna's thought, the highest pattern of trance in spiritual realization. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
So in Vyomasur, the Zoom is considered to be the relief for the Vyomasur. Vyomasur was a lockdown, isn't it? Everybody were inside. So the Zoom classes, they are considered to be the relief for Vyomasur, which attacked. Everybody were inside. When Krishna wants to destroy everything, he can lock down everyone. When Krishna wants everyone to chant, then it was like yesterday's Leela, everybody's chanting. The whole air, 2 days was filled with Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. So Krishna can do any miracles. It is not any human who can do this. It is all Adi Devi Shakti, which can be used in killing also. Adi Devi Shakti is there to make everyone chant also. Okay, so stop here. We'll do this
Mataji,
32 hours. Yeah.
Mataji, like so many times we see in the Bhagavad Gita verse, Janma Karma Chame Divya. We keep hearing these pastimes, but then what is the real meaning of Evam Yovetti Tattvataha?
To understand the Tattva, that Krishna is supreme person, though he may behave like a small child. That Tattva, that we are always servants of Krishna. So, even though he has performed the pastime of a child, a small child, a teenage child, teenage boy, but still the Tattvataha, we are his servants, has not been forgotten by even the Vrajavasis. Janma karma chamidiva. They always want to serve Krishna. They always want to serve Krishna. They don't know Krishna is God. Now, as a sadhaka, Krishna says, you should know that though my activities may seemingly be like a small human child, but my activities are divya. So you will always be fixed up in the tattva. Which tattva? 13th chapter, 8 to 12th verse. The 12th verse speaks about that. Adhyatma Nitya, Adhyatma Tattva Nityatvam. Why so much sound? So very clearly it has been given. Adhyatma Tattva, understanding our relationship with Krishna. Okay.
How do we know, Mataji, whether, like, how do I know about myself? I feel I have
Let
not
us serve.
understood. It's just temporary.
We have to just serve. Our service to our spiritual master is service to Krishna. Whatever service we are giving to a spiritual master is actually going to Krishna. Whatever spiritual master tells, we have to do. That is how we can understand Krishna's potency. How Krishna, even though Mukam Karoti Vachalam, Pangum Langayati Giri. How to understand this? Krishna makes a person, Krishna shows, Krishna makes a person walk, Krishna makes a person speak. That is Satvataha. Okay?
Kind of. Maybe later I'll trouble you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam to all.
Hare Krishna.